Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And set, mark, action. Okay. Candyman. 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 I can't do it. I can't do it. But returning to theaters this weekend, Tony Todd reprises his iconic role of this character. The sequel also stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen too, Teyonah, Parris, Nathan, Stewart-Jarrett, Colman, Domingo, Vanessa, Estelle, Williams, and many more in this movie. I went into this movie with a certain set of expectations, misplaced expectations on some level because I knew very little going into the theater. For one, I did not know this was the fourth film in the series. I thought there was only the original Candyman. It's the only movie I've seen of this. I haven't seen 2 or 3. Secondly, I did not look into whether the movie was a sequel or reboot. I just went in as fresh as possible, but started with more questions and just trying to find out what type of movie this was, which was, I think, the wrong approach to this. You need to go into this thinking it's a sequel, thinking the past movies mean something, because they are pretty important to the plot as well. And then lastly, I found out Jordan Peele is not the director of this movie only after the opening credits ended. Instead, DaCosta directs this movie, with Jordan Peele only producing and having writing credits for the movie. So it just gives a new vibe to the movie, a new tone to the movie without Jordan Peele directing, I think. Just like the first Candyman movie, this one is very similar in the horror aspects. It's very intense, but the movie also explores important social commentary topics throughout the movie as well. The topics discussed pertain to racial injustice, gentrification, the power of the police, and the police brutality in general is also touched upon in this movie. I thought the movie tried too much to cram all these topics into the movie when they should have just focused on one solely and just made that the focus rather than trying to make each social commentary that's kind of living today all in the movie at once. A movie I thought that did this great was Last Black Man in San Francisco. It was a good movie that shows the impact of gentrification with great impact because of the sole focus on that topic rather than being focused on other social commentary topics as well. It just gets crammed. The movie just seems crammed in a lot and trying to say a lot in just an hour and 30 minutes. You need more time to develop these thoughts and feelings of these social commentary topics. And it's really hard for these social commentary topics to make any big impact because of the slasher horror movie aspect of Candyman. These movies still have that stigma of not being taken seriously. So I wasn't ready for these questions to come up for me to be thinking too hardly in this slasher movie, which is a horror movie as well, very gross and violent at times. I was just there to get scared and enjoy rather than trying to think so much about these important topics. They're important and should be discussed. I just think this is the wrong movie to cram all of these topics into one. It could have just focused on one, like racial injustice. I did find the movie to be paced pretty slowly as it took the time to develop the story and get interesting. My interest levels went up and down between scenes, with the ending being just a bit messy for me. It didn't really come together as well as I liked, even though it was impactful at the end. It was just too crammed in. It seemed like they were rushing the last 20 minutes rather than letting it breathe. But the first 70 minutes felt very slow paced and very, okay, let's get to the story. Let's go. Kind of like that. It was just very mispaced throughout the whole thing. And then the movie also got like too artsy fartsy, I guess, if you'd like to say it at times. the main character is an artist and trying to get his work seen and all that and known, and then it just gets too caught up in that lifestyle, that world of the art critique, and it just should have been more focused on the community of the neighborhood where Candyman hunts people. Although the story did tie the original movie in quite well, as I mentioned before. I don't want to spoil anything here, but the depiction of the folk stories of Candyman were cool with silhouettes. This gave the story an even scarier vibe. And then on top of that, the makeup in the movie was so great and just brought this terror to your eyes after seeing what was happening on screen. The makeup artist definitely put everything they had in this movie and made it more scary. Just all around great makeup and costume design on Candyman, all other characters as well, but also on the main actor as he slowly becomes the new Candyman. He gets a bee sting on his hand that looks so realistic and got creepier as it was growing up his arm and creating a beehive look on his skin. It was very cool and then disgusting at the same time. There's scenes of him peeling back the skin, kind of like a scab, and it just gives you the chills. And then a nail like slipping off his finger looks so real and just so disgusting, and like you're just sick to the stomach. Seeing, at least I was. These things creep me out. So like I felt it in my stomach. I wanted to look away but didn't, because it's something you can't look away from. It's just visually unappealing, but that was the point, and you just solely focused on this disgusting scene that's happening on the movie. Also had extremely great camera work with all the mirrors in the movie used. There's very many reflections. The movie uses mirrors very creatively, as how Candyman is summoned, is saying his name 5 times in the mirror. It's a great use of this, and great like kind of like look on the other side of the mirror, because that appears there but not on in the real world type thing. There's many shots of that, and the bees are very symbolic and are great to the movie and just are creepy as well, and gets your blood pumping and like nervousness whenever they show up, because you know what's coming next. But I did enjoy this movie a lot, so I'll give it a 70 out of 100. Go check it out now in theaters, and stick around for my top 5 favorite hooks that replace someone's hand after this video. But first, should I do it? I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna try to do it. Let's see if we can summon Candyman. That's one. Candyman. 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 Oh no.